Coming up on Positively Ernie, Nick Cannon tells how being rushed to the hospital helped him to take steps to help others.
I always was taught to whom much is given, much is required.
Inner city teens get turned on to a whole world of career possibilities. Meet a man who left a big job at Microsoft to bring big changes to people who have very little.
If we want to change the world, there's no better place to start than with education for the poorest of the poor.
And Dr. Oz gives us a positive approach to taking stress out of our lives. So get ready to feel a bit better about life. Positively Ernie is brought to you this week by Con Edison.
Hi everybody, I'm Ernie Anastos. You know, I've been a newscaster in New York for a long time, and wherever I go, people always ask me to please report some good news. We do, but because of the nature of TV, after we've reported the major events of the day, there's precious little time left to tell you about all of the positive stories happening around us. And that's why I'm so excited about this program. I'll be telling you about the many people and organizations that are helping to make our world a far better place. So let's get started with a great source of positive energy, Star Power. Case in point, Nick Cannon. He generated a lot of excitement at this year's Kidney Foundation Walkathon.
10, 9, 8.
He got him started and marched right along with him. 3.1 miles from the South Street Seaport, across the Brooklyn Bridge, and back again. Because for Nick, as for so many at this event, the fight against kidney disease is personal.
I know that you do so much work. You're involved with Alzheimer's, you do work for educational programs, anti-bullying, but this walk is very special to you, isn't it?
It's definitely special to me for many reasons, but one, because, you know, of my own issues in the past with kidney disease. So yes. I'm here to, you know, walk with my people.
Last January, the only place Nick was heading to was the emergency room of a Colorado hospital. Wife Mariah Carey tweeted that Nick had mild kidney failure.
Yeah, I was swollen, and she was Dr. Carey for those few months.
But she sent out the tweet and said, pray for us.
Yes.
And that's really important, isn't it? That power of prayer for you.
Oh yeah, man, prayer changes things. And you know, I've been through a situation time and time again to where, you know, prayer was the only thing that kept me going.
I know, and as a celebrity, you have the ability, look at all the people that are out here sending you your love. You love Nick? See that? I mean, but see, you've got this ability to motivate people.
Yeah.
How important is it to have that and to use it well?
It's extremely important when you use it for the right reasons. I mean, I always was taught to whom much is given, much is required. And when you have a voice or you have a light, you got to shine that light on the right things. And today we're here shining that light on the right thing.
The right things for the National Kidney Foundation include encouraging people to get regular checkups and live a healthy lifestyle, plus raising money for research and raising awareness about the need for kidney donors. Kidney disease has many causes, but a part of every cure is hope.
I'm walking for my son, Mikey Monterulli, who has ARPKD, autosomal recessive polycystic kidney disease. It's a genetic disease that he was born with.
How is he doing?
He's doing fabulous.
Good.
Just fabulous, yes.
There's always hope, and there's always a way that we can make something happen here.
Absolutely, and we will make it happen.
Yeah, we will.
Yes.
So, how many people participated and how much money was raised? Well, Steve Maul is from the National Kidney Foundation. He's here tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here, Ernie.
What kind of a turnout did you have?
Best turnout we ever had, close to 8,000 people, and we've raised over $700,000 to date.
That's tremendous. Is that a record?
It's a new record.
Wonderful. Now, Nick Cannon, of course, was there. Did he help sort of raise the bar for this event?
There's no question. Nick Cannon did all kinds of pre-walk publicity. We had the most attention we've ever had, and he was fabulous at the walk.
He's a terrific guy. You don't necessarily have to be a celebrity, however, to be involved in the Kidney Foundation.
Absolutely not. We have lots of people who volunteer. In fact, this year we had more walk teams than ever before.
Right. Congratulations, Steve. Thanks for being with us tonight. All right, as you just heard, thousands of people showed up to help those with kidney disease. Kind of reminds me of a famous line about depending on the kindness of strangers. Anybody know where that line comes from, the kindness of strangers? No, oh, what? Streetcar Named Desire, how's that, okay? Marlon Brando. All right, here's another question. What is the nicest thing that a stranger ever did for you? What's the nicest thing a stranger ever did for you?
I have to go with, after finishing the New York City Marathon, there was no water left after 26 miles.
Wow.
And the gentleman actually got the last bottle, and he had also finished, and he actually gave me his bottle of water.
That's very thoughtful, very kind. How about you?
My car was on fire on the side of the highway,
Ooh.
and a man pulled up, took off a very nice suit jacket, and put out the fire and ruined the suit jacket.
Oh, nice guy, helped you. How about you? Nicest thing a stranger's ever did for you?
Just a small act, but about a week ago I was in the subway trying to catch a train, and the person behind me swiped me in because I was out of money, and we both made the train. It was great.
If you have a positive story you'd like Ernie to know about, go to ErnieAnastos.com and click on the comment tab. And you can follow Ernie on Twitter.
Con Edison wants all of our customers to use less electricity. Part of it is because we want to save you, the customers, money. Also to conserve natural resources, and also to keep the electrical system reliable. We will give you up to $1,000 for upgrading to high-efficiency central AC units, furnaces, boilers, or even programmable thermostats. We'll also give you money to get rid of your old second refrigerator.
Thank you. All right, we're back in Times Square tonight. You know, Hurricane Sandy has certainly been a stark reminder of just how important electricity is in our lives. And as you know, here in the city, as well as in Westchester, most of that electricity, along with natural gas and steam, comes from Con Edison. But I want to tell you about another side of Con Ed that you may not know about. It has a long tradition of giving back to the community. Let me show you how the company is using the power of its employees to help empower the next generation.
See how it's melting back on each side against the iron?
This is some of the newest technology in the shop. It's a digital scanning arm.
Now what we're going to do is take the next red lead that we have.
If you're growing up in a disadvantaged neighborhood, there are lots of interesting jobs that you just may never get exposed to. That's why teens from the Fresh Air Fund are invited to visit Con Ed facilities around the city. From the legal department to the chemistry lab to the machine shop, middle school students job shadow a wide variety of Con Ed employees. Some even get to meet the company president.
First, let me welcome you on behalf of the 13,000 men and women of Con Edison.
Craig Ivey shares a special bond with these kids. He knows what it takes to overcome the challenges of living in a low-income community.
I grew up in a poor, small town in rural North Carolina, and I would not be standing before you today as a leader of Con Edison in the absence of an education. That's why I love working with the Fresh Air Fund and supporting the job shadowing events like we're doing today. You're going to learn a lot, and I'm glad you're here.
And you see that where we joined the two pipes together on each side, that did not fail during a test.
Volunteer instructors like John Eggold pass on their knowledge and enthusiasm.
I love my job. And I've worked almost 33 years for the company, and I explained to them that there are so many different jobs here that you can spend your whole career here and do lots of different jobs.
When I say go ahead, you hold the button. Go ahead. Stop.
Hands-on activities are designed to spark curiosity about a whole world of career possibilities.
It's good to aspire to become a basketball player, but you can also aspire to become an engineer, a designer, all these other things that we do within New York.
I think that we're showing them that the things that they're learning in school are actually applicable to real life.
Hopefully, you know, getting them excited about being an engineer or coming into this type of business. What this machine will do, it cuts steel, aluminum, all kinds of metal with water pressure.
I came in right out of high school. That's what these kids are like too. You know, it's afforded me a great career. And one day I want to see them come through these doors and be part of this team.
This career awareness program is only one of the many ways Con Ed supports the Fresh Air Fund.
I think Con Edison has not only been wonderful to help us, but they've really done it in a creative way.
So that machine did all that intricate work.
It was really good. I learned a lot of things, a lot.
I learned a lot about what careers are in Con Edison, not just the president, not just engineering. The people who we see outside or in the manholes and what they do.
I think that we're showing them that the sky is the limit. If they stay in school and they work hard at it, they can really be anything that they want to be.
And Con Edison does it because it wants to give back to the city.
We're part of this community. We're part of New York City and Westchester County. And I'd love to see some of these same kids to have the opportunity in the future to come work for our company.
Thanks for this tour. It really opened my eyes.
Thank you, Con Edison, for inviting me here.
Thank you, Con Ed.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I love that story. And thanks to Con Ed and the Fresh Air Fund, every year, teens like these from all 5 boroughs are turned on to a much brighter future.
Want to do volunteer work but don't know how to get started? Check out nycservice.org. Positively Ernie will be right back.
Con Edison wants all of our customers to use less electricity. Part of it is because we want to save you, the customers, money. Also to conserve natural resources, and also to keep the electrical system reliable. We will give you up to $1,000 for upgrading to high-efficiency central AC units, furnaces, boilers, or even programmable thermostats. We'll also give you money to get rid of your old second refrigerator.
And we're with our friend Dr. Oz. We're going to be talking about how to stress less. Great subject, but before we do that, you know, we just saw a story about the walkathon for the Kidney Foundation with Nick Cannon. You were pointing out that this is an area where we're making a lot of progress in kidney disease.
I'm very proud of the advances that we've made in kidney management. First off, recognize the kidney is a very fine little manipulator of how your body feels. So when it's not working right, you can tell, but people around you often cannot for a while. So when you sense the kidney is not working well, it's a clue to you that you have other problems in your bodies. We've gotten a lot better testing that, helping people figure it out early on. And you know what? In the worst case scenario, and I know Nick's case is a good example of this, we are so successful now with kidney transplantation, especially if someone you know, a loved one, is giving you a kidney.
Sure.
It's remarkable and life-changing.
That's good to hear. Good progress being made there. Hey, we're going to talk about stress right now, okay? I know you've written a fabulous book with Dr. Rosen, You Stress Less. It's something that we all have to deal with, and I want to break it down a little bit because it's good if you like your work. Let's assume that you're happy with your job. But, you know, it can be stressful, and in that work environment, there are some tips, some things that we can do to make it a little easier for us.
Well, remember, Ernie, that stress is a good thing. Stress makes us change. It allows us to stretch ourselves in ways that we wouldn't have. That's why when you exercise, you're doing things that are stressful, but they're making you better at what you're doing. But there's certain types of stress that are very harmful, especially the kinds of stress that make you feel incompetent. So it turns out that the major life stressors, things like bankruptcy and divorce, they take about 7 years off your life.
Yeah, that's painful.
The good news is, if you've got a human network around you, and that's always what's made us unique as a species, we have other people caring for you and providing that social fabric to help you when you're in your time of need, your loss of life is measured in months instead of years.
It's incredible.
So I don't worry as much about the major life stressors because bad stuff happens sometimes and you have people usually around you to help you. It's the nagging, unfinished tasks.
And those are the things that we have to tackle. At work, I know you were saying in your book, you know, there are things you can do. A little humor is important too, to relax, laugh a little bit.
What you really want to do at work is control your destiny. Now, I know you can't become the boss of the whole company overnight, but getting where you're going to go 5 minutes early gives you the locus of control. Now you're making the agenda. So if you're not 5 minutes early, you're late in my book. Humor works because humor is a very nice bonding tool, but also relaxes you. So if you've gotten there 5 minutes early and you're making a more playful environment, simple things like smiling. I know it sounds crazy.
Yeah, no, it
People
works.
have done research on this. If you smile here like this,
helps your heart.
It helps you, yeah. Your blood pressure drops. You sense warmth from people. It impacts on how your body responds to the world around you, and it changes their lives for good reasons. And they're at work. The things that make you playful are also valuable. And at the end of the day, I'll give you the biggest tip about work of all. Every hour you sit extra at work, on average, increases your chance of dying by 11%.
Wow, that's a statistic.
So next time that someone's got to get up to go to someone else's desk, you be the one who gets up and goes to your friend's desk. Don't make them come over to you. You'll be the one who lives longer.
There you go. And quickly, the real benefits to being stress-free, if you can do that. You can reverse a lot of these things that have happened to you. You can live longer, live better, look better.
All of those included. And remember, the human body has a remarkable rejuvenative power if you support it. The things you can do to dissipate some of the stress in your life or make it a happier stress, a more fruitful stress, will allow you to live longer and live better.
How do you do it? How do you eliminate stress in your life?
You know, for me, it's all about gratitude.
Yeah.
For me, it's about looking at the difficulties. Listen, I've faced lots of problems in my life. We all have.
Sure.
And usually when I make a mistake, somebody dies. As a surgeon, you get used to living through that. And that is a remarkably poignant stress. But then you look around and you say, you know what, there's some loving human beings that have been around me trying to support me in this endeavor. And when you begin to find that kindness, that appreciation for people around you, that's what happiness is all about.
Okay, you stress less. I like the book, like you, of course. Thank you, Dr. Oz. See you next week.
Honored. See you next week.
Hi, I'm Chris Chapman from NBC 30 Rock, and I stay positive. And on a good note, how you can stay positive is just always, 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 no matter what, don't be depressed, don't get down on yourself, because you can change things by being positive.
We are back, and thanks for joining us tonight. Now, here's an inspiring story that's very special. A guy who was at the top of the business world, now working to change the world, one book at a time.
Okay. That's John Wood in Nepal, helping to load a yak with books for a faraway village. We caught up with him closer to home, heading to the office of the organization he founded called Room to Read.
Room to Read is an organization that believes world change starts with educated children, that if we want to change the world, there's no better place to start than with education for the poorest of the poor.
A dozen years ago, John was a high-powered executive with Microsoft. But on vacation in the Himalayas, he had a life-changing experience when he encountered a school with no books.
So I asked the headmaster, how can this be? You have 450 students showing up every day. You have no books in your library. Your kids will never learn to read at this school. And the headmaster said, well, here in Nepal, we are too poor to afford education. But until we have education, we are always going to be poor. So it was that statement that launched me on the trajectory to quit Microsoft and launch Room to Read.
Since then, Room to Read has opened more than 13,000 libraries in 10 countries across Asia and Africa. He relies on donations from individuals and companies. But John brings an entrepreneurial spirit to his charity. He's on a pace that opens a library somewhere in the developing world every 4 hours.
And that actually is faster than Starbucks opens new outlets. We're very proud of that, because if the world needs a good latte, the world most certainly needs more literacy.
Well put. And what a great cause. What a great guy. John told us that parents are the same everywhere. They want their kids to have a better life than they did. And that means getting an education. So with the help of donors, big and small, Room to Read is building schools and providing scholarships too. We all use search engines to find things on the internet, from driving directions to online shopping, of course. What makes GoodSearch.com different is that it donates a penny to a good cause every time you use it. Here's how it works. Once you register, you go over here and you click on who you want to help. Well, there are lots of choices. You can go with one of their most popular charities like UNICEF, Feeding America, and United Way, just to name a few. Or you can browse through their whole list of nonprofits. At last count, there were more than 100,000 of them. Or you could even set up your own good cause. Once you've selected the charity, use Good Search like you would any other search engine. Let's give it a try. Okay, we're going to search for, let's say, famous sayings. Now here's a list of sites with famous sayings. That was pretty easy. Now we're going to go back to the Good Search homepage. It shows here that our search earned a penny. Now those pennies really mount up. To date, Good Search has donated more than $9 million to charities selected by users. GoodSearch.com. It's a great way to do good, and it won't cost you a dime.
A newspaper editor fired a young cartoonist because he lacked imagination. The cartoonist's name? Walt Disney.
Now let me take a minute to share some of my personal thoughts tonight. I love good quotes. They get right to the point, they help me think better, and often motivate some action. So here's one of my favorites, and it comes from author Louis L'Amour. There will come a time when you believe that everything is finished. That will be the beginning. That's a very exciting thought. I think it means that we can be surprised in life. We have a chance to restart again at any time with new ideas and challenges. So embrace this positive attitude. Live with great enthusiasm, hope, and some new dreams. Choose to make the rest of your life the best of your life. That's it for tonight. Remember to stay positive, and we'll see you next time.
What keeps you positive?
Passion for what I do for a living and my family.
And your family. That's a good one. What keeps you positive?
My passion, which is music.
Music. Oh, that's always a nice thing, isn't it? Passion in life is important.
It's very important.
You gotta love something, right? With feeling and gusto.
Yes.
All right.
My husband and my dog, King.
And your dog?
Yes, he's a Yorkie. He keeps me happy. He's just everything that, you know, a dog could be, and he makes me smile even on my worst day.
Oh, it keeps you really happy. How about you? What keeps you positive?
Well, you got your dog, my cat, Ernie.
Oh, Ernie. You got a cat named Ernie?
I do, and when you come on the screen and they say, "Back to you, Ernie," he looks up. It's very funny, yeah.
They're so cute.
Our little furry friends make us really happy.
Well, I have a cat named Bert. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, I got you there.
Positively Ernie was brought to you this week by Con Edison. Con Edison invites you to check out its Green Team at coned.com/green team to learn about energy savings incentives for your home or business.